What's up everyone, Anwar Thinks back once again, and today I'm going to give you the top 10 soccer cards that you can buy for under a fiver. Now, there is a slight caveat to that. It's not cards that you can buy specifically right now for under a fiver, because that's too hard to track. There's lots of cards that are open for bids, so you just never know how much they're going to go for. But I'm using actual sold listings from eBay that anyone can check. These cards have all gone for less than a fiver. The same price as a fancy coffee from your local coffee shop in the last 3 months. So anyway, buckle in. Here we go. Kicking us off at number 10, we have the Danish international, Sampdoria's very own Mikkel Damsgaard. And that card right there sold for £2.99 on the 19th of December. If you don't recognise it, it's the Panini Chronicles Don Russ rated rookie Purple Stars variant. I think it's a pretty nice looking card. It's almost a colour match with the Sampdoria blue, but not quite. In at number 9 is Ajax's Ryan Gravenberch, the Netherlands international. And this card right here, if you don't recognise it already, is the Topps Living Set card. Now, for those who don't know what Topps Living Set is, I'll catch you up real quick. It's basically a set that's only available for 7 days. Once that 7 days is gone, you can no longer buy it. There's even a handy little timer on the website that ticks down like... I mean, it doesn't really make the noise, but I like to think that it makes a noise because it makes it a little bit more fun for me. Anyway, once that timer ticks down, you can no longer buy it. Topps then print the cards, ship them out to you, and then they announce how many that they sold. Now, this one in particular, Ryan Gravenberch, sold 1,920 copies, which isn't a massive amount, but at the same time, it's not super rare either. It's in this weird little kind of middle ground, but it's a nice looking card. It's a rookie card. This one that I'm talking about today sold on the 19th of November for £2.87, which is a steal. Number 8 on our chart is the Brazilian international Antony. Funnily enough, he also plays for Ajax, and that card right there is the Topps Merlin Aqua Prism variant. Now, this one sold for £4.40 on January the 12th. I really like the look of the Aqua Prisms from this set. I think they look beautiful, that chrome finish with the aqua as well. I think it's really nice. And for £4.40, what? That's the same price as a hazelnut latte at the moment. You'd rather have that. It stays around longer, right? Number 7 is the Germany and Bayern Munich forward, Jamal Moziala. Now, as you can see, it's yet another Topps Merlin Aqua Prism variant card. And this one sold for £4.89, just under that £5 limit. And that was January 12th. So about 1 month ago, they sold for less than a fiver. I think that's an absolute steal. Like I said, the Aqua Prism, it looks beautiful. Jamal Moziala, everyone thinks he's going to be a monster of world football in years to come. Definitely one worth checking out if you can get it at that price. In at number 6, and this is the one that everyone is going to disagree with. Whenever I make a video, someone always disagrees with someone, and hey, I love it. I love talking about cards. I love prospecting football players, soccer players, whatever you want to call it. And I love that people have different opinions, and I love going back and forth with you as well. When we go back and forth in the comment section, just know I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just giving you what I think. We might think completely different things, but that doesn't mean that I think you're wrong, because I'm very interested in your opinion, just like I'm guessing that you might be interested in mine. Anyway, this is Galvia, the Barcelona midfielder, the Spain midfielder. Already, how many times have I told you? I talk about him in every single video just because I think he's fantastic. Anyway, this card right here is so readily available that people are going to be rolling their eyes that I'm talking about it. Come on, they're going to say, Anwar, this is the Barcelona team set. This is a card you were guaranteed to get if you opened it. So many people open multiple of them. That's why there's so many of these cards readily available. And I'll be honest with you, you're kind of right. This card itself only cost £1.89, and it was sold on February 5th, which is a few days ago. And I think the value of it is going to go down before it goes back up again. But I love the motif of it. The Our City concept, where you've got that La Sagrada de Familia, you know, the Barcelona background and stuff like that. I just really like the look of the card. There's something that's going to really set this one apart from all of his other ones, because he's got loads of rookies. He's going to have loads and loads of rookies that are printed. I get it. But I just happen to really like this one. As we pass the halfway point, we move to number 5. Borussia Dortmund's forward, Yusufa Moukoko. I spoke about him in one of my most recent videos, the 10 rookie cards to invest in 2022. Go and check that out if you haven't already. It's definitely worth checking out. Anyway, I put him at number 1. He was my one guy that I think everyone should be investing in because he's 17 years old now. Yes, my lawyer wants me to say this isn't investment advice. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This might never make you money, so don't take what I'm saying as gospel. Don't take what I'm saying as you're going to be a millionaire if you listen to me right now. What I am doing though is telling you about players that I think are really interesting. Cards that I think were sold at a pretty good price. Yusufa Moukoko and that card right there, which you can see and you can tell straight away because the artistic rendering is a Topps Living Set card. Now this one is only numbered to 888, which again is a pretty good amount of cards, but as you can see from the drop off from the last one, it's over 1,000 less than the Gravenberch for someone who I think has got a lot more potential than Gravenberch. It's worth thinking about. Another thing worth thinking about is he qualifies for 2 nations, Germany and Cameroon. He could play for either at international level. Now he's only 17, so Germany haven't called him up to the main squad yet. He's definitely waiting around for that, but at some point Cameroon might just be like, listen mate, do you want to come play for us? We'll put you in. You might win the Africa Cup of Nations and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. You could win a World Cup with Germany, but what if they end up dropping you? What if something happens? We won't drop you. You could be the next Eto. See, these things might happen. Anyway, this card right here, I'm going to have to look now. It's sold for £4.73 on the 18th of November. So it has been a couple months since this one sold for under a fiver. But if you play hardball with the right seller, if you negotiate well, maybe you go to a card show, you may just be able to pick this one up at a decent price. Coming in at number 4 is, funnily enough, somebody who was mentioned in the comment section of that last video I was talking about, the top 10 rookies for you to invest in 2022. Now, what I did in that video was I strictly talked about teenagers, and Moukoko was number 1 in the list, but someone saw it in the comments. Sorry, I've forgotten what your username is, so apologies for that, but I really appreciate the back and forth that we had because you said, wait, aren't Dortmund trying to loan out Moukoko and replace him with this player, Karim Adeyemi, RB Salzburg, Germany striker, and as you can see right there, his Topps Merlin refractor variant. Now it's as close to a base card as you can get, but it is a refractor. It is a refractor, so we go a little bit different when we talk about refractors, and I'm happy to include it in this. Now, this one sold for £3.29 on the 10th of January, which for the time of recording is about 1 month ago. Now, I still think you can get this card. If you're at a card show, you can haggle someone down to a good price, especially a rookie card for someone like Karim Adeyemi. And again, the person who wrote the comment, I completely agree with you. I think this guy, Karim Adeyemi, I was going to call him, Karim Adeyemi, I think he's got great potential. The thing about Moukoko going out on loan, I think that's good for him, if anything. I don't think that's a bad thing that they want to look to get him experience on loan. If that even happens with Haaland due to go in the summer, I think Moukoko might end up having to step up a little bit more. But then by that time, he'll be an 18-year-old and maybe a bit more liable, maybe a bit more game ready. But anyway, that's not talking about Adeyemi. I want to talk about Adeyemi right now. And I think Adeyemi is a great player. He's not going to be at Salzburg forever. I think he's definitely going to end up with a big money move to the Premier League at some point. Chelsea, to me, seems a good fit for him, but where he'll end up, I'm not too sure. Either way, that card is well worth checking out. Number 3 is one of the players in world football with the biggest potential. I mentioned him in that top 10 rookies video. I'm talking about Borussia Dortmund and England centre midfielder Jude Bellingham, and bam, right over there you can see yet another artistic rendering from Topps Living Set. Now the difference with this one, let me find the number right here. The number right here is just boom, it's astounding. 6,050 of those were ordered. That's how massive these sets can go. These sets can go absolutely huge, and obviously because Bellingham has got such potential, a lot of people believe in him. Everyone flooded to this card when it went on there, and that's why so many sold 6,050. Now, this one right here that I'm talking about sold for £3.99 on November the 17th. You're not always going to find it for that price, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on it. Every time one goes on for bids and someone maybe puts it on for 99p at bids, just track that. Just track that, have a look at it. You might be able to land it for an absolute steal. The penultimate card on the list, going in at number 2, we have the Lille and Canada forward, Jonathan David. Now, I had to talk about this guy because, like I mentioned in the past, and I'll always mention it, North America dominates the hobby. So when you've got top American stars, top Canadian stars, which I believe that this guy is going to be pretty good. I think he's going to lead the line for Canada for probably a decade. Either way, when you've got a player like that, you've got to really look at it. And this card specifically came out in the Alphonso Davies curated set, which I believe was a European exclusive, which again didn't make any sense to me. It should have been sold in North America because of that massive Canadian fan base, but I think it was a European exclusive. Now, this one that came in, loads of people will have it, but because Canadians can't get hold of it, they're probably going to start paying over the odds to get it. They're going to be paying that international shipping and that kind of thing, so they're going to be paying a lot for it. And you can get it right now for about, this one sold for £2.06. When was that? February 5th. February 5th, so like in the last week it sold for £2.06. This is definitely one, if you're in the UK, you can pick this one up on eBay very easily, and I think it's going to go up in value because one, that Canadian audience is going to be hunting it, and two, they're this close from qualifying from the World Cup. Last time I made a video and I think I mentioned him, I think it might have been the Alphonso Davies set when I opened it on camera. I said, oh, it's a bit of a big ask for Canada to qualify. And then what happened? Like the next day they beat the USA, and then now they're like this close to qualifying. I'm really excited for Canadian fans that they're going to get to see Canada at a World Cup, and this guy possibly smashing a few goals in, and the price of his cards probably will go up, right? I mean, listen, my lawyer's going to tell me, don't say that. He's going to say, you cannot predict that. You cannot say it with real confidence because you don't know what's going to happen in the market. And he's right, but maybe someone else would say it in the comments, maybe you want to write that in the comments, maybe, and if you do, I ain't going to delete it. And finally, in at number 1 is someone who, I'll be honest, it's going to make your eyes roll, but I had to do it at some point. I had to do it, and just now felt like the perfect time, because I'm an Arsenal fan, and this kid right here, I think is absolutely brilliant. The Brazil forward, Gabrielle Martinelli. Now, first of all, I've already mentioned in the video that the Topps Merlin Aqua Prism is an absolute beaut. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm really enjoying the look of it. I think it's a great looking card. And this one right here, it's sold for £2.99 on December the 2nd, which I think is great value for money for someone who's got such massive potential. And not just potential, but since Aubameyang had his falling out with Mikel Arteta, he's really starting to step up into that first team. And along with Saka, really pushing Arsenal forward. And I think he's going to be a key player for Arsenal for the rest of the season. Now, will Arsenal finish top 4? Will they be able to do something with their season? Or will they fall flat? I think a lot of it is going to fall on this man's shoulders, Gabrielle Martinelli. Right, that is it. That is my top 10 soccer cards to buy for under £5. These are 10 cards that are absolute bargains. Some of them will be a little harder than others to track down and actually buy for that price. But if you're at a card show, you can definitely haggle people down and say, look, they sold for this price on eBay. I'll give it to you. You'll save shipping and everything, and they might just sell it to you. Another thing that's worth doing is if you're looking on eBay, feel free to message the seller and say, listen, I want to buy a few cards. Can we do a deal? Maybe go over to Instagram, see who's got these cards, see if you can do a deal that way. You might be risking friends and family, but if they've got a reputable account, that's something that you might want to risk. Some people might not want to risk it. I completely understand that. Some people might be like, I'll take the risk. It's only a couple of quid. But again, that's for you to kind of figure out and not for me to tell you, especially because my lawyer will tell me off. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your comments down below. Are there any cards that I missed out that you think, do you know what? This is a pretty good card and you can get it for under £5. Smash it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear that. Let's build this community. The one big thing about soccer cards is the community is so small now in comparison to the potential fan base that I'm really excited about. Anytime we can get the conversation flowing, I think it's great for the hobby. If you haven't already, please hit that like button down below. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ding the notification bell. That way, every time I make a video, you, yes, you, will be the first person who hears about it. Anyway, with that, I am out.